Do you ever feel a little extra cautious when you're out and about? Maybe a bit more worried about a slip or a fall than you used to be? It's a quiet concern many of us over 65 share, isn't it? We want to stay active, connected, and independent. But there's this underlying awareness that our bodies aren't quite as nimble as they once were, and the world can sometimes feel a little less forgiving. The painful reality is that many accidents and health setbacks in our golden years aren't just bad luck. They often happen in places we frequent, places we might not even realize hold hidden dangers. It's not about fear, it's about awareness. Many of us are unknowingly putting ourselves in situations that can seriously impact our health, our independence, and even our peace of mind. But here's the secret understanding. These risks is the first step to truly enjoying your life to the fullest, without unnecessary worries. In this video, we're going to explore 6 specific dangerous places that, if you're between 65 and 80, you really need to approach with caution or even avoid, for the sake of your health and well-being. By the end, you'll feel empowered with practical ways to navigate your world more safely. Watch to the end for something that will surprise you. A simple shift in mindset that could change everything. Let's start with the first place that might surprise you. One we often associate with activity and social connection, but which can surprisingly become a minefield for our health. Overly crowded public spaces and bustling shopping centers. Think about the last time you were in a large store during peak hours. Maybe a Saturday afternoon, or trying to navigate a busy market. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, isn't it? For someone over 65, these environments present multiple layers of risk. The sheer number of people increases the chance of accidental bumps or jostles, which can easily lead to a loss of balance and a fall. A simple trip can have serious consequences, from sprains and fractures to a significant loss of confidence that keeps you from going out in the future. Beyond the physical risks, there's the increased exposure to germs, especially during flu season. In a dense crowd, airborne viruses spread much more easily, and our immune systems, as we age, aren't always as robust as they once were. Catching a severe cold or the flu can quickly escalate into something much more serious, like pneumonia, requiring hospitalization and a long recovery. And let's not forget the sensory overload. The constant noise, bright lights, and chaotic movement can be disorienting, increasing stress and anxiety levels. This isn't just about feeling uncomfortable. Prolonged stress can negatively impact blood pressure, sleep, and overall mental clarity. Navigating these spaces demands a lot of our cognitive resources, making it harder to spot potential hazards like wet floors, uneven surfaces, or unexpected obstacles. Imagine trying to hear what your companion is saying over the din while simultaneously watching for a child darting out from an aisle and trying to remember where you parked the car. It's exhausting, and it drains your energy, leaving you feeling wiped out rather than invigorated by your outing. So, how do we handle this common dangerous place without becoming hermits? It's all about strategy. First, consider visiting during off-peak hours. Early mornings or late evenings on weekdays are often much quieter, allowing for a more relaxed and safer experience. Second, always go with a companion if you can. Having someone with you provides an extra set of eyes and an arm to steady you if needed. It also makes the experience more enjoyable and less stressful. Third, plan your route before you even leave home. Think about which stores you need to visit and how you'll navigate through them. Know where the exits are, where restrooms are located, and if there are any quiet seating areas where you can take a break. Fourth, wear comfortable, supportive shoes with good grip. This is non-negotiable. Those stylish but slippery soles or unsupportive footwear are simply not worth the risk. Fifth, keep your hands free. Use a crossbody bag or a small backpack rather than a large handbag that might unbalance you. This allows you to use handrails or brace yourself if you stumble. Finally, practice mindfulness. Stay present. Watch where you're going. And don't get distracted by your phone or items on shelves. A little bit of awareness goes a long way in preventing falls. Now that we've discussed navigating the bustling world outside your door, Let's move on to the second dangerous place, one that might surprise you even more, because it's a place you spend most of your time, your own home environment. If it hasn't been optimized for safety. Now, let's turn our attention to another area that many of us take for granted, yet can be surprisingly fraught with peril for those over 65, our own homes. It sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? Our homes are supposed to be our havens, our safe spaces. But the painful truth is that the vast majority of falls for older adults happen right within their own walls. What makes our comfortable abodes so dangerous? Often, it's a combination of subtle hazards we've grown accustomed to. Think about that favorite throw rug that always seems to curl up at the edges, the dim lighting in the hallway leading to the bathroom at night, or the clutter that's accumulated over the years, creating unexpected obstacles. These seemingly minor issues become significant risks as our vision changes. Our balance becomes less reliable, and our reaction times slow down. Slipping on a wet bathroom floor, tripping over a misplaced object, or missing a step on dimly lit stairs can lead to devastating injuries, hip fractures, head injuries, and sprains that can severely impact your independence and quality of life. Imagine being laid up for months after a fall, needing assistance for basic tasks, or even facing a permanent loss of mobility. It's a frightening prospect, and one that's often preventable. So, how do we transform our familiar safe zones into truly safe havens? It begins with a proactive assessment. Walk through your home with a critical eye, as if you're seeing it for the first time. Start with decluttering, clear pathways, especially in high-traffic areas like hallways, living rooms, and bedrooms. Remove stacks of magazines, loose cords, and anything that could become an unexpected obstacle. Next, address lighting. Ensure all areas are well lit, especially stairways, hallways, and bathrooms. Consider installing brighter LED bulbs and adding night lights in bedrooms, hallways, and bathrooms to illuminate paths during nighttime trips. Automatic motion sensor lights can be incredibly helpful too. Then, tackle those rugs. If you have throw rugs, either secure them with non-slip backing, or, even better, remove them entirely if they're not essential. Carpeting that's loose or bunched up also needs attention. The bathroom is another critical area. Install grab bars near the toilet and in the shower or bathtub. Use non-slip mats inside and outside the shower. Consider a shower chair or bench if standing for long periods is difficult. For stairs, ensure there are sturdy handrails on both sides, and make sure they're well lit. If stairs are a significant challenge, think about arranging your living space so that essential daily activities can be performed on a single level. Keep frequently used items within easy reach in your kitchen and bedroom, avoiding the need to stretch or use unstable step stools. Remember, your home should support your independence, not jeopardize it. Taking these steps isn't about giving up comfort. It's about embracing smart living that allows you to enjoy your home safely for many more years. Now, moving beyond the safety of your home, let's consider a third dangerous place that many of us enjoy, but which requires careful attention to avoid harm. Next, let's dive into the third dangerous place, one that often calls to us for exercise and fresh air, but can present hidden risks if we're not mindful, unsupervised, or poorly maintained outdoor areas. We all appreciate the benefits of being outdoors. A walk in the park, a stroll down a pathway, or even just navigating your own neighborhood sidewalks. It's wonderful for physical health, mental well-being, and connecting with nature. However, for those of us aged 65 to 80, these seemingly benign environments can conceal serious hazards. Think about uneven pavements, cracked sidewalks, loose gravel on a path, or even just wet leaves after a rain shower. These are all common occurrences, but they can be incredibly treacherous if your balance isn't what it used to be, or if your vision makes it harder to spot subtle changes in the ground. A minor stumble can escalate quickly into a significant fall, resulting in sprains, fractures, or even more severe injuries. Beyond the immediate physical terrain, consider isolated parks or trails, or dimly lit pathways. If you experience a fall, become disoriented, or have a sudden medical emergency in such an area, help might not be readily available, leading to delayed medical attention and potentially worsening an already critical situation. We hear too many stories of people who, unfortunately, weren't found for hours after an incident in a remote spot. So, how can we enjoy the great outdoors without putting ourselves at unnecessary risk? First and foremost, always choose your paths wisely. Stick to well-maintained, well-lit sidewalks and paved trails that you know are generally smooth and even. Avoid venturing onto unpaved, muddy, or heavily rooted paths, especially if you're unsure of the terrain. Second, the right footwear is absolutely crucial. Wear sturdy, comfortable shoes with excellent grip and ankle support. Leave the open-toed sandals or slick-soled sneakers for more controlled environments. Third, be vigilant and watch your step. Don't be distracted by your phone or deep in thought. Keep your eyes on the ground ahead of you, scanning for potential hazards. If you encounter a particularly uneven section, slow down, or consider turning back and finding an alternate route. Fourth, if you plan to explore a new or more isolated area, tell someone your route and estimated return time, and carry a fully charged mobile phone. Better yet, go with a walking buddy or join a walking group. There's safety in numbers, and it makes the experience more enjoyable too. Fifth, consider using walking poles or a cane for added stability, especially on slightly uneven terrain. They can provide an extra point of contact and help maintain your balance. Remember, enjoying the outdoors is vital for your health, but doing so safely is paramount. Now, let's shift our focus from physical places to a different kind of dangerous place. One that exists not in the physical world, but in the digital and communication spheres. And it's particularly insidious for our age group. This brings us to the fourth dangerous place. And this one isn't a physical location you can step into, but rather a deceptive and pervasive environment that exists online and through our communication channels, the world where scams lurk. For those aged 65 to 80, this digital and telephonic landscape can be incredibly dangerous, often leading to devastating financial loss, emotional distress, and a profound breach of trust. Scammers are cunning. They prey on vulnerabilities, sometimes posing as government officials, bank representatives, tech support, or even distant relatives in distress. They create elaborate stories designed to evoke urgency, fear, or greed, pressuring you to provide personal information, send money, or grant remote access to your computer. Imagine receiving a phone call from someone claiming to be from the tax office, threatening you with arrest if you don't immediately pay an overdue amount via gift cards, or an email that looks exactly like it's from your bank, asking you to click a link to verify your account details because of suspicious activity. These are not just inconveniences. They are meticulously crafted traps. The consequences are dire. You could lose your life savings, have your identity stolen, or compromise your personal information, leading to months or even years of financial recovery and emotional anguish. The psychological toll of being scammed is immense. Feelings of shame, embarrassment, anger, and betrayal can lead to anxiety, depression, and social withdrawal, impacting your mental health and overall well-being. So, how do you protect yourself from these digital and telephonic predators? The most powerful tool you have is skepticism and awareness. Never, ever give out personal information, like your social security number, bank account details, or credit card numbers, over the phone, via email, or in text messages, unless you initiated the contact and are absolutely certain of the recipient's legitimacy. If someone calls claiming to be from a bank, government agency, or utility company and asks for personal information or payment, hang up immediately. If you think there might be a legitimate issue, look up the official phone number for that organization from their official website or a bill, not from the caller ID, and call them back directly. Similarly, be extremely wary of unsolicited emails or text messages that ask you to click links, open attachments, or provide personal details. These are often phishing attempts. If something sounds too good to be true, like a lottery win you didn't enter, it almost certainly is. And if a message comes from someone you know, but the tone or request seems odd, call them directly to verify. Keep your computer software, antivirus programs, and phone operating systems updated. These updates often include critical security patches. Most importantly, Talk to a trusted family member or friend if you receive a suspicious call or message. A fresh perspective can often spot a scam much faster. Remember, legitimate organizations will never demand immediate payment through unusual methods like gift cards or wire transfers, nor will they threaten you or pressure you into making quick decisions. Your vigilance is your best defense against these dangerous digital places. Now, let's move on to our fifth dangerous place, which involves environments where temperature control is either lacking or extreme. Let's discuss the fifth dangerous place, one that's often overlooked because it's tied to comfort and necessity environments with extreme temperatures that lack proper control. For people aged 65 to 80, our bodies process temperature very differently than they did in our younger years. Our ability to regulate internal body temperature can diminish, making us far more vulnerable to both extreme heat and extreme cold. Think about a sweltering summer day when the air conditioning isn't working, or a home that's poorly insulated and underheated in the dead of winter. Or consider attending an outdoor event during a sudden heat wave or unexpected cold snap without adequate preparation. These situations aren't just uncomfortable. They are genuinely dangerous and can lead to severe health complications. In extreme heat, prolonged exposure can cause heat exhaustion or, even worse, heat stroke, a medical emergency that can be fatal. Symptoms like confusion, dizziness, rapid pulse, and a high body temperature require immediate attention. Dehydration is also a significant risk, and it can affect kidney function and overall health. On the other end of the spectrum, exposure to extreme cold can lead to hypothermia, where your body loses heat faster than it can produce it, causing your core temperature to drop dangerously low. This can impair thinking, slow heart rate, and lead to organ damage. Even prolonged exposure to moderately cold temperatures in an underheated home can exacerbate conditions like arthritis, respiratory problems, and cardiovascular issues, putting extra strain on your heart. It's a silent stressor that wears down your body and compromises your well-being. The painful reality is that many older adults end up in the emergency room or face serious health crises simply because they weren't adequately protected from temperature extremes in their immediate environment. How do we make sure we're safe in these challenging thermal places? The first step is awareness of weather forecasts and understanding your body's sensitivity. If a heat wave or cold snap is predicted, take proactive measures in hot weather. Ensure your living space is as cool as possible. Use fans. Close blinds during the hottest part of the day. And consider spending time in air-conditioned public spaces like libraries, shopping centers, or senior centers if your home isn't adequately cooled. Stay hydrated by drinking plenty of water, even if you don't feel thirsty. And avoid strenuous activity during peak heat hours. Wear light, loose-fitting clothing in cold weather. Ensure your home is adequately heated to a comfortable and safe temperature. Typically around 68-72 degrees Fahrenheit, 20-22 degrees Celsius during the day. Dress in layers, even indoors. And make sure your windows and doors are properly sealed to prevent drafts. If your heating system isn't reliable or you struggle with utility costs, look into local assistance programs or community warming centers. Have blankets and warm beverages readily available. Always check on elderly neighbors or friends during extreme weather and ask someone to check on you. Being prepared for and respectful of the power of extreme temperatures is crucial for maintaining your health and comfort. Now, for our sixth and final dangerous place, one that's not about physical environment or external threats, but an internal state that can silently undermine your health and happiness. Finally, let's talk about the sixth dangerous place, one that's perhaps the most subtle but equally dangerous for your health and well-being: the comfort zone of social isolation. This isn't a physical location you can pinpoint on a map. It's a state of being. A gradual withdrawal from social connections and community engagement that can, over time, become as detrimental to your health as any physical hazard. As we age, our social circles can naturally shrink due to retirement, relocation of family, or the passing of friends and loved ones. It's easy to fall into a routine where staying at home, perhaps watching television or browsing the internet, becomes the default. While quiet time is important, consistently choosing isolation over connection creates a place that fosters loneliness, depression, and a decline in cognitive function. The painful reality is that chronic loneliness is linked to a host of serious health problems, including increased risk of heart disease, stroke, dementia, and a weakened immune system. It can also lead to higher rates of anxiety and depression. Imagine feeling disconnected from the world, with no one to share a laugh with, no one to discuss your day with, and no one to offer support during challenging times. This absence of meaningful interaction doesn't just make you sad, it impacts your brain health, your physical activity levels, and even your motivation to eat well and care for yourself. It's a dangerous cycle where less social engagement leads to less mental stimulation, which can contribute to memory issues and fewer reasons to get up and move, impacting physical strength and balance. You become metaphorically trapped in this isolating place, even within the walls of your own home. So, how do we break free from the gravitational pull of social isolation and ensure our golden years are rich with connection and purpose? It begins with intentional effort and a willingness to step outside that solitary comfort zone. Actively seek out opportunities for social interaction. This could mean joining a book club, a walking group, a senior center activity, or volunteering for a cause you care about. These are fantastic avenues for meeting new people who share your interests. Make it a point to regularly connect with family and friends, whether it's a phone call, a video chat, a weekly coffee date, or a monthly lunch. Even small, consistent interactions can make a huge difference. Revisit old hobbies or explore new ones that involve other people, such as bridge, art classes, gardening clubs, or choir, if you're able. Consider getting a pet. The companionship can be incredibly beneficial for mental and emotional health, and the routine of caring for an animal often encourages more activity and social interaction. Be open to new friendships and experiences. Sometimes, the most rewarding connections come from unexpected places. And importantly, if you find yourself struggling with persistent feelings of loneliness, sadness, or a lack of motivation, don't hesitate to talk to your doctor or a trusted loved one. There are many resources and support systems available. Remember, human connection is a fundamental part of our well-being, like good nutrition and exercise. Nurturing your social life is just as vital as any other health habit. Desserts. We've covered a lot today, from the bustling crowds of public spaces and the subtle hazards in our own homes, to the challenges of outdoor environments, the cunning traps of online scams, the often underestimated dangers of temperature extremes, and finally, the quiet but profound risks of social isolation. Each of these places presents unique challenges, but the common thread is that with awareness and proactive steps, you have the power to navigate them safely. This isn't about living in fear or retreating from the world. It's about being informed, making smart choices, and empowering yourself to live a fuller, safer, and more vibrant life. Imagine confidently stepping out, knowing you've minimized risks in your home, wisely chosen your paths, skillfully avoided online pitfalls, dressed appropriately for the weather, and actively nurtured your connections. That's true independence and joy in your golden years. Remember, life is meant to be lived fully and small. Mindful changes can make a world of difference to your health, happiness, and continued independence. You have the power to make your world a safer, happier place. I'd love to hear from you. Have you encountered any of these dangerous places or found smart, practical ways to navigate them? Share your experiences and tips in the comments below. Your insights and wisdom could genuinely help someone else in our community. If this video resonated with you and you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want more practical advice and empowering content to live your best life at every age, subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Your golden years are meant to shine brightly, filled with joy, health, and adventure. Embrace every day with confidence and a renewed sense of safety. Live your best life at every age.